Hey my friends, it's Bill McDonald, the writing doctor, and this is a video for my 4th grade reading teacher friends out there. This is probably one of the most difficult questions that gets asked of 4th graders. So I want to make sure you understand how to help your kids answer it. This is a revision question, and before I go into it, I just want to make sure you see my reminder of pre. A pre-read is, think of the word palm from hand here. So you can ask yourself several P questions. What's the purpose? What's the prompt? Are they asking about a paragraph, a passage? Are they asking just about a sentence? Everything in a passage ties together, and this prompt was learning about the kid was writing about learning about a children's business fair. So whenever there's a question about a central idea, I really recommend that you have your kids look at the instructions, because one of the letters in my acronym ties, that everything in a passage and a paragraph ties together. If you look here, we're going to be looking at question number 7 here, which is the central idea of a paper. So a central idea, they might ask, what's the focus of the paper? What's the thesis statement? The position statement? What's the best summary of the paper? Do I want some or do I want all? So you reading teachers, it could be the summary of just a few paragraphs, or it could be all of the paragraphs, the sum of all of them. And this one, it's in the same way. It could, in 4th grade, be a central idea, or in 7th grade, a controlling idea. So what I've done is I went ahead and checked how many paragraphs there are in the passage. There are 6. Okay? And so I want to remind you that in the instructions, the title says the Acton Children's Business Fair. So that's our title, T, and our topic, T. The R of pre is it revision, R? Yes. Or is it editing? So whenever it's revision, you can use this side of my Read-Vising graphic organizer. This is for when you're asking about a whole paragraph or a whole passage, and this is asking about the passage. And so the looking for the best central idea of the whole passage. And so we'll be using the acronym ARM for that. And ARM is, what are you going to add? Green. What are you going to put in? What word, phrase, transition, or sentence are you going to add? There's also an R of ARM. What are you going to remove so that you can keep it out or replace it? And as you notice, that bracelet is red for remove and green for replace, whatever you replace it with. And the M is whenever they ask us about revision or order, we move things around, or we move things from a box over to a place inside a paragraph. So there's ARM, and that's what we'll be doing here. So what I've done, I went ahead and gave you what a lot of you call the hashtag. Since there were 6 paragraphs, I went ahead and drew an extra finger. And so the best central idea, if I place my finger in the center of my opposite hand and wiggle my muscles, I'm going to feel all my muscles moving. But what they ask usually is exactly what was asked here. What could best replace sentence 4? Well, sentence 4 is part of the introduction. And so sometimes if you teach your kids central idea of a paragraph, then great. You touch this finger and you can feel the muscles moving. Well, that's just paragraph 1. But when they say central idea, have your kids touch the middle of their palm so they can understand that the central idea means a little bit of all of these. And since there's a 6th paragraph, I needed to have 6 fingers. So here's what I got as the hashtags for each paragraph. In paragraph 1, we have the Akron's Children's Business Fair. It's kind of like summarizing what it's all about. Paragraph 2, that Jeff and Laura Senderfer started the first fair. It's a place where children can sell things they make to others. A description of it. That's a summary. The hashtag, the main ideas of the paragraph. The children are in charge. They make and sell their own. They fill up their forms. They set up their own booths. Paragraph 4, the parents can't help. The children learn communication and how to run a business. Paragraph 5, they give an example. Slimy Hannah advertised her booth and she got $400 in 3 hours. And the closing paragraphs, now fairs are across the country. It may lead to successful careers for some kids and help them become future business leaders. So they said, what is the best central idea of all of that? So central ideas are pretty specific. So let's look at the answer choices. Letter A, and again, we've read the question. Julie needs a more clearly stated central idea. Which sentence best replaces sentence 4 to improve the central idea of the paper? So before we try to replace something, let's see what we're trying to remove. Sentence 4 says, it is a place where children can sell things they make to others. Well, that's a little bit vague, and we need it to go a little more specific. So that sentence is coming out. We're going to replace it with something more specific. A place where anything can happen as long as the kids are excited about their ideas. Well, this has nothing to do with what happened in the whole passage, because remember, that doesn't give me enough information, so that one goes from vague to vague. I'm going to eliminate. It's a place where young people can sell things. Okay? Well, that's not any better than the sentence 4 that we're replacing. So we don't want to go from vague to vague. Young people, what specifically, what about those young people? They're selling things. What kind of things? To other people who attend. Well, it doesn't say that the things are made by the kids themselves. C says it's a place where parents can enjoy watching their children learn about business. Okay, well, the title wasn't about the parents. The topic wasn't about the parents. It was about the kids. The focus and the whole thing was about the kids. So let's try D. It's a place where young people, yes, it is about young people, running their own business. Yes, we have kids here running their own business. You can see that, little bits of it in each paragraph. They can make money by selling their products or their services. And so they talk about making money. They can set up their booth. They communicate. They run a business. Talked about the example of the girl who made $400 in 3 hours. So that one would be the best central idea because it tells the most about what the whole passage mentions. So that's how I'd recommend doing the central idea. My next video is going to be about question number 8, how to add a box sentence and move it into the correct place in a paragraph. And here I already have that set up. I'll show that to you in my next video. Question number 8, where can you yellow move a box sentence inside, not a passage this time, but inside one paragraph? And you'll get to watch that on the next video. Thank you guys, and God bless.